Hi guys, it's Kim Sparkle. So today I'm going to be talking about my favorite Disney Genius program called Sofia the First. So some of you may not have heard of it or seen it, but I know most of the Disney fans possibly have seen it or heard of it or such or something. So let's just say I'm going to be talking about things that I'm going to share about why I like Sophia the First, and then I will share you my favorite episodes and maybe talking about the characters. Well, I may not gonna talk things in like in order or anything, my order or something, but I will make sure I'm going to explain things straight for you guys so you can able to understand me. So let's going to talk about what Sophie the First about. So, first of all, it came out in 2012, I believe. So, the, so, Sophia the First is actually about a young little girl with the name Sophia, and she was a girl from a village, and then her own mom, uh, uh, um, well, they sort of went to the castle because they were called um, to bring the king's new shoes. And that is when and how when Queen Miranda and King Roland II met and fell in love. Well, fall in love, if something like that. And then on that night, they got married. So, and that's how Sophia had turned into a princess. So the pilot of the the story is called Sophia the First Once Upon a Princess. And if you're interested in watching that film, it's on Disney Plus if you really like to watch it. Only if you're interested, of course. So it's clearly up to you whether if you want to watch it or not. So yeah, I'm not bothered if you don't, if you either want to or don't want to. So it's clearly up to you guys. So Sophia, so at the beginning, Sophia starts as a little girl, well, an 8-year old girl. So, so the story starts when Sophia is struggling with her new family. Like if you guys remember Princess Amber and Prince James. So there's going to be a little kind of a bit of a twist. So Prince James is really nice to Sophia. But to Amber, she's kind of quite mean to Sophia at first, though. But until at the end, she realized her mistakes and her behavior and that, and then she soon suddenly apologized to Sophia, and Sophia forgave her because Sophia knows the main reason why Amber was acting the way she is. So let's just say I'm glad they both made up. And in this particular pilot episode, it featured Cinderella, the one that we all known. So let's just say Junior appeared for a reason is that because Sophia was upset because she was all alone and she was begging for help because she kind of sort of asked to Mr. Cedric. Well, she kind of misspelled his name as in Mr. Cedric and asked him if he could give her a magic spell to make her a good dancer. And notice how when she discovers um, the magic spell was a wrong spell because because Mrs. Cedric was planning to get her amulet, which King Roland II gave her. Um, so let's just say, you guys probably know, Mrs. Cedric's obsession about, with Sophia's amulet. If you want to know what the amulet really is, it's actually that thingy necklace that Sophia always wears on her neck. But it's not just ordinary necklace. It's a magical necklace. It gives every single ability, and as in it's a magic that gives Sophia every ability. Whatever she do, it gives her types of different abilities. Like, for example, in that pilot episode where she saved a little baby bird and and give the baby bird back to its mother, and then suddenly her necklace sort of started glowing, and then and then when she heard of a tiny little voice, she was like, "Huh? What was that?" Or something like that. And that is how she got the ability on talking to the animals. Or like, and if you guys remember the special called the Floating Palace, well, when she saved Princess Una, the mermaid, and that's how she turned into a mermaid because she's trying to save Una from getting tangled by the net. And that's a really good thing to do. You should never let the mermaids get caught in a net. You should always save people no matter what. So yeah, and that's all I have to say. So that's what Sophia the First all about. So I'm gonna talk about we're just gonna talk about the characters. So Sophia, like I said, she starts as an 8-year little girl from season 1 until I, while growing up, she's starting to get used to being with her new family, and she's also getting new experience. Like while after when King Roland II gave her the amulet, Sophia learns different kind of things that she never has taught yet, something like that. And and I actually glad Sophia learns all the things she learned because it's a good thing to learn new things, you know, something like that. And whenever she needs help, the Disney princesses appears from her amulet. And you want to know which princesses makes appearance? Cinderella, Jasmine, Belle, Ariel, Aurora, Snow White, Milan, Rapunzel, Tiana, and Merida. And that's and they are the only princesses who appears in Sophia the First. But until there's another princess that we never expect or never met before. And her name is Elena. I don't know if you guys seen the show called Elena of the Avalor. It's like a spin-off show to Sophia the First. I don't know if you guys seen a spin-off special. It's like a mix-up between Sophia the First and Elena of the Avalor. Like, how did Elena came to be? Like, how did she got stuck in the amulet in the first place? That's a good question to know about because if you guys remember the scene when this boy, I can't remember his name was, but I remember this clip and he explained to Sophia or something that Elena, there was a happy family, and then suddenly there's a witch came out of nowhere and taken the whole kingdom. and that's how. And then suddenly, that's what when Elena's trying to stand up to that witch, and that's exactly how what happened to Elena because the witch zapped her and trapped her in the amulet. I mean, seriously, I felt sorry for Elena for being trapped in that amulet for like more than like 20 years or something. And I feel so sorry for Elena, including her family, because the witch killed her parents by her magic, and she also trapped Elena's grandparents, including her little sister, in the photo frame. And I don't know how long they've been trapped in that photo frame. I mean, seriously, probably this at probably that same time when Elena got trapped in the amulet, and that's how we started got Elena of the Avalon in the first place, because that's just how the story is. Though the Sophia is, well, let's just say she's growing up, and she's, well, and I kind of like her relationship. Well, let's just say, well, at first they didn't like each other at first, and then suddenly in season 2 they started to become friendly to one another, but trying, well, um, because at the end of the episode they play as a team and they win the game. And in season 3, they both started to like each other because they both helped each other throughout the episode. And you guys probably, well, some of you may know who I'm going to talk about here. Sofia and Hugo. So, Prince Hugo, well, at first he was a bit quite mean to Sofia from season 1. And until in season 2, he wasn't too keen to play as a team with Sofia at first because he always obsessed to be the first person from his team to win the game. So I don't think that makes sense. Why would someone like Hugo so obsessed to be in the first in the line? Because that's not a true teammate do. I mean, a true teammate always should be in the team and play as a team. You should never ever betray your own team because it's totally wrong. Though, let's just say that Hugo is starting to realize his mistakes, and we did learn his past about, because since his father win the game from a really long time ago when he was young, and when Hugo's older brother did the same thing and he win the game as well, and Hugo was the only member to have never win the race of the you know uh, the riding derby. So yeah, that's what I mentioned. So Amber, she may be nice at times, but she also can be a bit mean throughout the series. And like I mentioned from about in Sophia the First, Once Upon a Princess, Amber was mean to Sophia a few times, but she just, well, let's just say she didn't mean well. I mean, she just got a bit jealous with Sophia because let's just say Sophia was new at the time when you know, when Sophia, you know, went into to the family, including her mum, Miranda. So let's just say Amber was just feel like left out, and she missed being treated as a good person or a princess, and she really truly, well, sad because all her friends didn't even give her much attention like they did used to until, while Sophia was there. But until at the end, like I said, they both forgave each other. So Amber realized her mistakes. But even though she still can be a bit mean throughout the whole series and all that, but she didn't mean well. Because I know that. Because Amber is a bit like Anastasia from Cinderella, mean and nice at the same time, but even though they didn't mean well, something like that. So let's just say that Amber is sort of a bit bossy. She can be a bit selfish, and but in the let's just say another thing that she's mainly a really nice person. That she is loyal, she's generous, and she always likes to be a queen, like she always dreamed to be, which is actually did happen at the end of the franchise. And I'm happy for Amber, really, because Amber finally has her dream come true. Even though, I don't know if you guys remember this last episode of Elena of Avalor. So just before I say anything, I never really watched Elena of Avalor, to be honest. I kindly preferred Sophia the First better in my, respectful opinion. And and I'm sure you guys understand. But I will have a little try watching Elena of Avalor one day, but don't know when, but I will watch it one day, like I said. So on the last episode of Elena's show, um, Sophia kinda appeared, including her family, and I'm actually kind of happy to see that Sophia and James and Angel all grown up, and they don't exactly look the same as what they're supposed to look like from their own shows. I mean, 'cause I believe most of the people saying that the designs of the faces, the dresses, and all kinds are like not what they expected to be look like. You know what I mean? But I don't blame them for judging the way they looked all grown up in the Elena of Avalor, because if you guys go ahead and look it up on Google or on YouTube, because there's a video, and Sophia is kind of have a different, slightly, you know, different face to what she normally has in her own show, and her eyes. Ooh, I don't know, but I had to admit it is a little creepy, but it's not that creepy. I'm just saying that it's not really the exact face that Sophia's supposed to have from her own show. I wish Disney could have kept the original design. You know what I mean? And I know some people may don't like her dress either, but I kind of like her dress. It's kind of cute. So yeah. Yeah. So my favorite episode of Sophia the First has to be Once Upon a Princess, because I explained already, and I also like Lord of the Ring. And I did mention that before about, you probably might remember the bit when I mentioned about Sophia and Hugo starting to like each other and helping each other, and they were partners, because let's just say this peculiar episode is actually about Hugo, who really likes ice dancing, but he finds it hard to admit it because he refused to join the thing because he thought it was just for girls. Every boy's on that episode thing is just that ice dancing is mainly just for girls. But but I'm glad that Sophia stood up to them by saying, "It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. You can play a game with whatever you like. It doesn't matter what game it is because if you really love that game, just have a try. You know, play the game. It, and it doesn't matter whether if you get judged or not. But like Sophia always say, like in just one of the princesses when not princesses but princes, as in like man. Well, in that episode, Sophia wants to be one of the horse derby riders, and she wants to race as well. And I'm glad that she did at the end because she finally stand up to Hugo that girls can play horse derby.
I
Mm,
believe that anything
Bad
can
chance,
be a
Hugo.
princess
Hmm.
thing.
So 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 like I said, and I'm actually glad that Sophia stand up to everyone. It doesn't matter if people say if it's for boys or if it's for girls. Just you're free to like things. No, just ignore what people say, okay? Because like what Sophia always say, you know. So yeah. So these are my favorite episodes. Oh, I also like this other episode that I also mentioned called the Floating Palace, and you probably can guess that there was a Disney princess appeared in that one, and you can guys probably know who's going to be Princess Ariel from Little Mermaid. I actually kind of surprised that I believe that episode literally came out on my birthday in 2013. And I was like, nice. I mean, and well, when I first found out, I was like, what? OMG! Something like that. And I really actually happy for that. Well, that's not the only Disney that came out on my birthday, of course, because I believe Tangled came out on my birthday in 2010, and I can't believe it. Oh, and there's another new Disney movie that you cannot believe that actually just came out on my birthday last year. Encanto. And I was like, okay, how many Disney came out on my birthday? Something like that. So yeah. Okay, calm down myself, calm. Yeah. So some of you may gonna think that I'm gonna be freaking out right now, but clearly I'm not. I'm just being silly. So yeah, um, the, and there's another Disney movie actually well, even though that wasn't my birthday at the time, but it shared the same date, and it was Toy Story 2. Okay, seriously. Okay, Disney, you're making me feel like crazy already right now. So yeah. But we're not talking about my birthday, of course. Like, seriously. We're actually here to talk about Sophia the First, for God's sake, me. Honestly. So, yeah. Um, so Sophia the First is actually being voiced by Ariel Winter. You may have heard of her or may not, but she is best known for voicing Sophia the First. Well, clearly that she's also best known for other things that most of you guys may have, you know, heard or seen or whatever. So yeah, I kind of like Sophia the First. It's one of the best Disney Junior shows that I could possibly ever like since it came out in 2012. And it's kind of sad because most of us miss watching Sophia the First because sadly it's no longer on Disney Junior because it was cancelled. Sad. I really miss Sophia. She's one of the best Disney characters ever. I mean, seriously, it's not just me, of course. Everyone miss Sophia, because we all love Sophia. She's one of the best things that we all like Disney about. So yeah, I sometimes wish I could really, you know, meet the actual Sophia in the Disney world because one day in the future, my mom and my dad promised me we will go to Disney World sometime, when a bit older because there's something to do with money and so yeah. I just hope one day I'm going to meet Sophia the First, Ariel, not Ariel Winter, but the Little Mermaid, and oh, I really want us to meet Lilo and Stitch. Ooh, yeah, I just love Stitch. He's so cute. Yeah. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy my video, and if you have any sort of question about Sophia the First, you're always welcome to do so. And and if you're new to my channel, be free to subscribe and press the bell to get your notifications for my videos. So don't miss my videos. So if you like my video, you're always free to like it. So what do you guys like about my video? Do you like it? Hate it? Or better both? It doesn't matter, but I'm sure you guys will share your thoughts in the comments. So I'll leave you guys to it and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Caitlin Sparkle, out.